We are live and welcome back to the season 4 premiere of the Saturday Sit Down. I am T. Harris at When the Needle Drops.
And I'm QG at Nerdy Little Bubba.
And here on the Saturday Sit Down, our mission is to share our love for music in a way that is accessible and enjoyable for everyone from the novice to the knowledgeable with the goal of never being loud and wrong. Let the church say amen.
Amen to that.
All right, so Q, we in season 4, man. Season 4.
Man, oh man, that time seemed like it just flew by
Yeah,
so
man.
fast.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you are new to our podcast, we initially started out on Instagram Live, just having monthly music discussions, and it morphed into a formal podcast the summer of 2023. And here we are now. So
Here we are now.
this is the start of season 4. And before we get into this evening's topic, please remember see that ticker down there at the bottom to subscribe, follow, like, share the Saturday Sit Down on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. In fact, if you look at that QR code, if you scan that QR code with your phone, it will take you directly to our YouTube page. So hit that subscribe button once you get there. And remember, it costs you absolutely nothing, but we certainly appreciate the love. And as QD often says,
You might just learn something.
you might just learn something. So I want to give a shout out to the Sat Chat. They're already in here. Conversations are already live. So if this is your first time with us, or if you've tuned into every episode, we want to thank you for being here. We welcome you to participate in the live chat. And again, if you are new to what we call the Sat Chat, say what's up, tell us where you're from, and we are looking forward to having you with us. So Q, tell the good people what we talking about this evening.
Season 4 premiere of the Saturday Sit Down. We're bringing to you everything about house music. That's right. That genre you used to jump up and down to when you was a little kid, getting down to Technotronics and Crystal Waters and other individuals in that genre. We're going to talk all things house music. We got some dynamic guests on this evening who's going to break it down, the origins, the history, and just their overall involvement in it. So sit back, relax, and get ready because you're going to be in for the show of your life.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is definitely a treat. This is something Q and I have been very excited about from the moment we decided to put this on the docket and the calendar. But before we actually get into the show and introduce our guest, I want to give a shout out to our good friend and supporter of the pod, the Vibe Mixtress, aka MK. This is
Yes.
right here is one of our biggest supporters. She's super dope, knows her music. So she approached Q and I, direct messaged us over a year ago. It's probably spring last year, and said, "Why
Mm-hmm.
don't you guys do a show on house music?" And we were all in. Unfortunately, life happened. Things beyond our circumstances occurred. We weren't able to get it in. But as soon as we got this on the docket for 2026, I contacted her, and she's done a fantastic job behind the scenes, from helping us find our guest tonight, for producing our reels. She's even helped create a 50-song playlist. Her and I were in communication this morning. So I want to give a much well-deserved shout out to Montreal, Canada's very own, the Vibe Mixtress. So thank you for making this show a reality tonight. So
Oh,
Q,
yes.
as I am inviting our guests to the stage, I'm going to invite them individually one by one. Um, Tell the good folks what tonight's format is, because this is a little different than what people may be accustomed to.
Yeah, so tonight we're basically going to have just kind of a sit down discussion, mostly Q&A format. We're not really going to get into any top 5 or any top 10 songs. We have, like I said, with our guest that will be introduced here shortly. We're just going to be asking the questions and sitting back and learning all there is to know about house music. And again, teach people a little something who may
That's
not know.
right. That's right. All right. So here are our guests this evening, and so you're here. Welcome. Thank you for agreeing to be. Thank you everyone for agreeing to be a part of tonight's show. We certainly appreciate you all being here.
Thank
We
you.
had some conversations behind the scenes, but I'm going to start off by I'll start with Nao, and then we'll
Hi.
rotate around. So Nao, tell us who you are, and
Yeah.
how did you first become interested in house music? And when was the moment that it clicked? Like, I love this genre.
Okay. So my name is Neo. Do we hear me in double or
Yes.
it's okay?
Yep, I hear you
Okay.
fine.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry. So
Yo,
my
I
name
can
is
hear.
Neo. I'm from Paris, and also LA because my family lives here. House music. My interest for house music, this genre. was when I was a little girl because my mom used to work in a nightclub. So when I was in little girl, I used to live in France, in the southwest of France. So house music at the time was not very like popular, but there were still, mainstream house music, well-known titles such as Crystal Waters, everything that was go like the music through the clubs. And my mom kind of gave me this vibe, and I don't know why. I was very, very excited. I remember my first CD because I grew up with the CD, not the vinyl. I'm 34, by the way. And my first CD, I remember it was like the French touch. So it's the house, but French house, like Daft Punk, very popular at the time.
Hmm.
And it was called Cassius 1999. This was my first CD, and I was crazy about it. And I was 6 years old. So I was like, I love the feeling, the funk, the disco, like the thing. And by the way, it's a sample of Donna Summer, a song of Donna Summer. So, like house is coming from disco, whatever. So
Okay.
I don't know. I really loved it, really loved it. And after I went through many genres, and it came back when I was 18 years old, when I was studying also in France. I don't know. I was obsessed with it. But this time it was with Todd Edwards, but it was more garage UK. But Todd Edwards, it's for me, it's kind of like a umbrella. There is like house, but there is subgenre and everything. So for me, it kind of falls into the same. Like it's a feeling. I don't know how to like. I don't want to put it too much in a category because I'm kind of but yeah, I was obsessed since then. Every time I'm like looking for music, digging, and I have a chance because my generation we had YouTube, so we were
Hmm.
able to create our playlist. It was not as before, you had to go in record stores. It was not the same, so I had the chance to have these possibilities. But yeah.
All right.
All right.
Corey, man, same question. Tell the folks about yourself. When did you fall in love with house music, and when did everything click for you?
Okay, real quick. I can't hear any but one but you.
Okay, hold on.
Oh.
All right, make sure everyone is unmuted. Make sure everyone's mic is unmuted.
Like I can hear you perfectly, but
You
I
can hear me perfectly fine. You can't hear anybody else.
correct.
Okay, hold on. All right. What about now? Can you hear? Can you hear me? You can hear me now. Can you? All right. Q, can you speak up for me just squeal quick? Quick, see if you
Test, test.
No, I can't hear a cube.
can't hear
What
Q.
about me?
Oh.
No.
Yeah, we look like we're good on this end with the sound. I don't know what's going on. Corey, I'm gonna come back to you, man. So DJ Nimbus, same question. Tell the folks a little bit about yourself and when did you become interested in house music?
So I'm 52. Um, I probably first found house music around 1985. Um, I grew up in Austin, which obviously a very white city, so most of our music obviously would be Eurocentric, and club music was kind of taken off at that time. We didn't have very much rap in Austin, but hip hop was just happening. So at that point, I wasn't like in love with any one thing. But the club music, the energy of it kind of grabbed my attention. I was in band, so I'm a person from a music background. So I already naturally had an interest in music, and there were just certain sounds that grabbed my attention. And I would say the instrumentation, because again, I'm not old enough to go to a club, so this is all radio stuff, got my attention, and it was mainly the chords. Looking back technically at it now, the chords of house music really grabbed me, and then hip house happened, a little bit later, around 88, 89, which would have been my eighth grade year, ninth grade year. Doug Lazy, that's a artist that I'm gonna say is pivotal in my interest because he was rapping, but the music was different than the rest of the hip hop, the Run DMC and the NWA stuff, and that's kind of what opened the door. But then when you had the Jungle Brothers and all the hip house artists that was being pushed in Texas more heavily than everything else. That kind of bridged the gap of my, native interest in hip hop into what would later become my passion for house music.
All right. Corey, are you okay now with the sound?
No, I can only hear you.
Okay. All right. So do this. I've gotten some suggestions from some folks in the chat. Try logging off and logging back in and see if that helps you out.
Okay.
All right. All right. So I'm gonna go to Rodine on the next on the rotation with the question. Same question. Tell us about yourself and your how did you become interested in house music?
Oh my goodness. I hope you can hear me as well.
I hear you.
Um,
Yep.
We can hear you.
Wonderful. Um, to make a long story short, I am a Northern lass. So I was born in Preston, which is literally a stone throw away from Manchester, Hacienda days. So that kind of music was very much influential in the nightclub there. And then I moved to Belgium. So I was between Belgium, Germany, and Manchester going backwards and forwards. So I had quite a lot of influence of different sounds. Obviously, like in Belgium, there was like Gabba and techno and all of those kind of things, very much whitewashed. But, it's like a colonized version of house music, basically. So that's the beginning for me. Um, yeah. And I always find that every time I play a set, there's some kind of influence from something there. Very much a baby DJ still, still learning my craft. But apart from that, yeah, that's how I got started in there. Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Corey, you back on the screen. How's your sound? Everything's good now?
Hear y'all.
Perfect. All right. So Corey, same question, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself, how you fell in love with house music.
Well, born here in Houston, grew up in Louisiana. And Louisiana has no house, no house like connection at all. It wasn't until I went to New York for like the third time in 2011, I believe, and I was visiting a friend that lives in Brooklyn, and she was like a huge dancer in New York. And I remember very, very, very well when one day she was like in the restroom and she was like jamming, music. And so I heard the song Guapole Closer, but she was playing the house version by DJ Spinner. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, like what is that? And she
Okay.
was like, oh, that's house music. And I was like, what? Like I never knew that it sound like that, right? I was I was under the illusion that house music was like this is a different station, but like techno, EDM, that kind of stuff, right? And then she also put me on game where there's a dance that is connected to house. There's house dancing. So I went to this class at Broadway Dance Center, took a house class, and for me, that's when it clicked. Like, oh, you can actually dance to this, and that's when I fell in love with house music. Yeah,
Okay.
Dope, dope. All
yeah.
right. So Q, next question, man.
All right. So, one of the questions we have is what is it? What is the core of house music? What is house music, and what does it mean to you personally? And I'll start here in the corner.
All right. We're gonna start with you wanna start with Corey, you wanna go with Rodine?
I'll start with Rodine. I'm sorry.
All right.
Oh, thank you. I think for me, house music is more than a genre. It's more about safety. It's a space where rhythm, emotion, resistance all collide. So it's a sound, it's a diasporic rhythms, it's rebellious bass lines. It's a genre that is born from Black music, queer underground, and has grown into something that's quite global. Personally, house music is a is a creative lifeline. And even though I am more of a bass head, my um, my influence is guided by feeling, just like house music. So each track is chosen to make you move, not just emotionally, but also physically, and also politically. I'm an I'm a neurospicy DJ, so I link my PhD with my sets. So not only is every single set like a whole a love letter to resistance and rebellion, is probably also my pathological demand avoidance. But on the dance floor and beyond, I think it's about joy, resistance, and freedom. So I think also as a neurospicy DJ, we bring something additional to a set. For example, we'll hear something that we didn't hear in a track like last week, and then we'll hear it again, and then we'll hear something else. So I think that makes it quite special. Um, yeah, it's not just about the beats; it's also about the cultural weight that the music has as well.
Okay, I love it. I love it. Miss Now, I'd like to hear from you as well. Same question.
Okay. Yes. So for me, house music is it's something very emotional as well. It's a safe place, and also it's help to connect everybody on the dance floor, like whatever you're coming from. It's like a feeling. And me, I'm a particular fan of the '90s in general because I like the style, like this era, like the movies, the everything. I don't know. For me, it's nostalgia, and I don't
Okay.
know. I get stuck in house in this area of music. Even R&B, like rap, sounded good. So I know it's just a feeling, something. It's bigger than the music. It's like a community. For instance, I have a Instagram page. I'm sharing like vinyl because I collect vinyl, and to speak with people that also love this genre, it's different because we feel the same thing. It could be with the rhythm, the vocals, and it's very spiritual. I believe in God. Sometimes I believe in God. I don't say that you have to, but anyways, but you have a lot of religious song, like you have the gospel house, obviously, and also, for instance, there is like a sound that I love from Jovan that he sampled a speech of Reverend, I don't know which Reverend, I forgot the name, and he died
Martin
not
Luther
that,
King.
not, it was not Martin Luther King. Oh my God, I forgot. I will say it back because I have it on my mind. I have so many things to say, and I'm I'm going everywhere. But this is like speech that gives you the, I don't know, it's in the stomach, like you have to scream. Like I know that every time that I'm going, because I'm starting my journey as a DJ. I am just starting. But I've been going to clubs, and I know when there was this artist, like when I was in LA, I used to have the chance to see artists from house music artists because it was easier. Because where I come from in France, especially in the southwest of France, it was very hard. There was like no bookings of those artists. It was, you have to go to Paris, but, and I would scream because the music was too much, too much for me. It was too much to handle. And people were like watching me like, is she okay? Because like the public was not like the same as in the US, like for instance, Chicago, Detroit. It's not the same vibe. Like I feel like in France, the people, they're just watching, you dancing because it's the new thing now. But no, you have to dance. This is not just here to like watch with your glass. No, I'm not okay with that. So I'm gonna scream and I'm gonna do whatever I want. And yeah, and you are free, and I love it because we don't even care who you come from. Like everybody is dancing, everybody is singing, and it's the love of it. And the community, they are so nice, they are so respectful. I mean, the community that understand the principle of it, because there are people that are like kind of doing this like gentrification of house music, and I just can't stand it. I just can't stand it, especially in Europe. Oopsie. I'm sorry. I am sorry.
Oh no, don't
But
be sorry, because we're gonna touch on that too.
it's give like you have to understand it. Like you cannot just say, okay, I'm gonna play this Carrie Chandler, this, and you have it. No, 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 no. This is a thing. Like you have to understand the story. I don't say that I know everything. It's a journey. You have so many stuff to touch, so many stuff to see, so many stuff. Even I'm like digging music, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know this version of it. It's so yeah. I'm so passionate about this music. I just
I love it. I love it.
it helps me to continue in this crazy world. Can I
For
can
sure,
Right,
say?
for sure.
right. Yeah, yeah.
All
You
right,
definitely need it.
definitely.
Yeah.
DJ Nimbus, what about you?
For me, house probably means something different than people who come from places that had house. So being Texas and Louisiana, to Corey's point, is like a house desert, and especially back in the '80s and early
Ça
'90s,
dépend,
hip hop was always said to be for the mind, and we're talking about a period of conscious rap, right?
Hmm.
The Public Enemies and all that stuff. So I fell in love with hip hop for those reasons, right? When I found house music, it was more of a spiritual thing, but in this world, you need both the spirit and the mind, right?
Yep.
So house music it spoke to the same issues, but a different way.
Okay.
So there was like inspirational songs, but you got to remember back then there was not all 200 subgenres of house music back then. It was just house music,
Yep.
and then deep, and then the gentrified progressive came into the picture, and then everything kind of subdivided after that. But in those early formative years, the music really was like an escape for me because again, I'm not old enough to go to clubs, but me listening to these mix shows often broadcasted from clubs kind of made me feel like I was somewhere else other than where I was.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm going through high school now, probably rebelling and acting a fool with the family, getting in trouble. So this music literally was my escape from being grounded or whatever was going on in my life at the time.
Right.
And musically, it was very infectious, but it was very universal. And I guess growing up in a very white city, I saw more of the European interest, the rave life first. So my journey is kind of backwards. I started with all the offshoots because I didn't even know house music was black music at that point. I just thought it was black people doing house music because in Austin, you're going to be presented what they wanted you to see, and obviously with very little black representation in radio in the city as a whole, most everything was going to be the labouche and snap and technotronic and things that were very commercial, but also more appealing to the European demographic.
Yep.
But I had relatives that moved from Texas to Chicago in 1991, and I went to Chicago not knowing that house music uh, was from Chicago. But my question to my uncle was, "What's the black radio station?" Because I just want to tape, the mixes off the radio there. During the day, it sounded like any other Texas station, R&B and hip hop. But at 10 o'clock at night, when that house music came on, my mind was blown to smithereens because it was house music at a level that I had never heard before and so distinctly more advanced than what we had. That set the radar like, now I got to go find all of this. And this is pre-internet, this is pre-social media. There was no Shazam. I just have these cassette tapes that I taped myself
Yeah.
of all the famous DJs we all talk about now from Chicago. I got them off the radio before they were ever known. But that planted a seed that I went back to Texas with. So from 88 to 98, I'm collecting music from Austin, Dallas, Houston, and Chicago because this thing has like taken over me that I have to have more of it because this really kind of resonated with me in a way that no other music, and we didn't even know, is this New York or is this Chicago or is this some other place. It was like we just happy to have this difference of music that
Yeah.
doesn't seem like we only get but the crumbs off the table in Austin. The Crystal Waters was so big that everybody got it.
Yeah.
But like the Todd Terrys and the Kerry Chandlers and Ocean Lotties, those people, that's not what we were getting.
I, I can understand that because same thing in South Carolina.
That's right.
We were getting a crumb.
Yeah, we got
Acorn, yeah.
Akron. Like
We got a crumb.
we got Crystal Waters. We maybe got Snap and Technotronic, and
Robin.
then yeah, Robin S. But that
Oh
was
yeah, I mean
Oh yeah.
those are the big ones. But I
Oh, and
want
CC Peniston.
to
yeah,
CC
CC
Pennis. Those are
Peniston.
all the
Yeah,
ones now. To the meaning, as what she touched on, when you're young, you don't always know what's in you because you're finding yourself, right? So when people speak about freedom, it's like freedom from what or freedom of what. And like for, I'm gonna say, a high schooler, you're probably just now coming into your own as far as thinking about sex or thinking about your future. Maybe whether you want to go off and be something or you just want to be a bum, whatever your crossroad of life. That's where house music found me. So when I talk to older people, the ones that were there for like the Paradise Garage days and the warehouse and the music box, their high school years was when it was being born.
Hmm.
My high school years was after it grew up.
Gotcha.
So what it meant to me is different than the people who were at Mendel in Chicago doing the parties for the first time because it had never been done versus us doing it because it's gotten popular because it's been done.
Hmm.
So we don't have that same story of the pioneers as much as we do the gentrification part.
Right, right, right. All right. And Corey, same question.
For me, house music for me was an escape. Um, House music for me was also the aha moment. So before like DJing, I was a dancer, took ballet, modern, jazz, tap, all of that. And so house allowed me to understand that everything is connected. Like you can hear hip hop, but you can also hear house in hip hop, and vice versa. So it was like oh, you can do a lot with this music, right?
Hmm.
Being from Louisiana, I would go to New York, like buy mixed CDs, come back home, and I was the only one in my city that had this particular music, right? But also, I was getting judged because a lot of black folks were like, "Oh, you not
Yep.
black man,
Hmm.
or you're white. Like this is not black." And then
Oh, they definitely call it white music down south.
They really do. Yep. Yep.
I was starting to, oh man, maybe I'm not, I'm not black enough. But then, thank God for documentaries. And then you start to like do your research and read and watch stuff, and you go, wait, I'm right, they're wrong. Then then you start to become your own. You start to like really be like, yo, It might sound like wrong for me to say this, but I'm kind of better than y'all because I know something that y'all no idea about, right? Um, and for me, it was different because a lot of people started like they got into it from DJing, but I got into it from the dance stuff, right? Because it was the first genre of music that I connected with that allowed me to like actually dance with somebody, meaning like exchange back and forth.
Hmm.
Being from Louisiana, you'll go to a club and everybody is grinding on stuff. There's no, there's no dancing. There's like straight grinding, right?
That's
Yeah.
Texas too.
South Carolina too.
Yep.
Yeah. Wait a minute, like yo, this dance style, I can dance with a girl, not behind my face there, and we can dance with each other.
Hmm.
So yeah, and house music also to me is you hear this all the time, but it's a spiritual thing. You really do feel it when you hear it. Like it's like going to church when you go to like a
Yes.
good Baptist church,
Hmm.
the choir singing and everybody, have sweat, the exact same thing. And also, I think it's like a campfire. You know, you see a fire and everybody gathers around the fire. House music is the same thing. You hear it and it's like you automatically want to be a part of it in some way or form. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But but
I'm
yeah,
I'm
house music, man, I love it and I like the connection that it has to like the disco. You know.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny you guys mentioned some of the things, some of the, and this will actually lead us into our next question. You guys talked about the gentrification of the sound of house music. So we're gonna delve into EDM, right? So people automatically lump house music under EDM. So explain to people, I'm gonna give each of you opportunity to explain to people what actually makes something house versus techno, trance, or the rest. Like, where's the line, and is there one? So, I'm gonna kick it off with DJ Nimbus. So, you kind of got into this a little bit during your last question. So, first of all, why do people lump it under EDM, and kind of explain the differences between the subtypes of house music?
It's pragmatics. So I remember, I think it was Alien Records in Austin. I went in and they were like, there was a big section that just said EDM. And I was like, I'm listening, I'm looking for house music. And it was like, it's in the EDM section. And I'm like, what? And it was like, it's electronic dance music. I'm like, that's stupid. I mean, it's like everything is electronic music in this era. But it was them like, okay, this is how we're selling it. It's not what it really is, but it's how we're presenting it just by the definition. So to a person that does not care about music, they are going to put their own label on it, even if the label does not justly serve the music they're speaking of. So house music, you know, when you talk about foundational house music, was basically an extension and the modernization of disco at the end of the day. So when you had that gray area, and we're talking the Ron Hardy era, the Frankie Knuckles era, a lot of what I'm gonna say Chicago people and their local slang referred to as deep house was just basically very rare disco that was played at the
Wow.
warehouse,
Okay.
not the genre that we know to be deep house.
Yeah.
So me and a lot of my Chicago peers would bump heads on deep house because deep house is actually my favorite subgenre of house. But it's like we were using the same words that had different meanings.
Okay.
So EDM to a record store person that is not connected to the culture is literally just going to say it's electronic, ain't it? People dance to it, and it's music
Yeah.
next, and that could be like all 50 styles of something. Where for us who are in the know, house has ingredients that you cannot confuse with anything else. Whether it's the 4/4 beat or even polyrhythm that black people are notorious for having, the soul element of vocals, the jazz, R&B, even hip hop, literally house music can take all of those things and put it into one. As they said, they made R&B and disco danceable by adding the beat on top of the soul that made those other things. So when there was that, I'm gonna say house was more uniform.
Yeah.
Deep house came onto the scene when it was literally the dubs of the other songs that were higher energy. So that would be your later night, probably, for people that did drugs, the come down area, the 3 in the morning to 6 in the morning, but it was more of a hypnotic, uh, ethereal experience. And that's really when I said there was a sound that drew me in the house. It was mostly the dubs. When in my younger years, I wasn't really into the soulful diva thing, but I was definitely into the music where like you could give me an instrumental of house music and I'm good. And
Okay.
if there was a good singer, even better. But the music at its core was enough for me. Progressive, and I'm gonna reference a song by Todd Gardner. It says, "Do you know house?" This song is literally a breakdown of the evolution of house, and he said some think the progression of house is turned into progressive, but we know progressive ain't progress and progressive ain't house. Do you really know house? and he went through a list of all the artists that were really house music artists, like Frankie Knuckles, Kerry Chandler, Todd Terry. Um, I mean, he literally covered everybody. David Morales, Louis Vega. He hit all the foundational people. So they were like, if your music does not sound like it's the child of any of these people, it's not house. It could be other things, but it's not house. You would never call a cake a pie. You never call a pie a cake, or vice versa. Even though they both have flour and they're both bread products, they're still not the same. Now,
True.
techno, because I DJ in Detroit a lot, old school techno sounded like Detroit's take on Chicago house. It was very related to house. So, The Good Life by Inner City.
Yes.
Yeah.
Most people vote that as house. It's actually techno.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
The instrumentation. Techno is short for technology.
Mhm.
Drum machines, synthesizers, the things, the acid house era, all of those things were coming into reality at that time. So again, very black sound initially, which I like techno from that era. But as it became more popular in Europe and then more Europeans started making the music, the sound started changing. So the Musto and Bones and the groups that became big techno artists back then had a more mechanized machine sound to where now everybody's like the white music with glow sticks because that music was now being made for an audience that was highly medicated on drugs because that was the rave culture and techno got slated really to that. So coming back to America, because now this is blowing up in Europe, America bought into house when it became European because they hated it when it was first black and Puerto Rican, and especially with the gay component of both.
Amazing how things never
So
change.
it never changed. But the thing is, when you can actually look at the top 100 highest paid house DJs, only two are black.
That's right.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But not
All right.
even the pioneers are not even in the list. The people who created it, and they're still
Yeah.
living, minus Frankie Knuckles and a few. But the ones that are living, Louis Vega's not in that list.
Wow. Wow. Really?
Todd Terry's not in that list.
Well,
Wow.
again, I'm not surprised. Not
No, not at
surprised.
all. Not at all.
I mean,
All
now
right.
all you need is the big Mickey Mouse head, and you
Yeah.
can.
Gimmicks sell more than talent, but people weren't making house music to get rich back in the day. Most of and I'm speaking again, the 80s and 90s house music,
Mhm.
you could tell they came from the church because there was no such thing as soulful house then. House was soulful by default. So
Yep.
why do we have to designate soul for something that already had soul?
Yeah. Like
Right.
a lot of those chords and riffs. That's from the church, man.
All of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Barbara Tucker, Ultranate. I mean, you can just literally go back and pick anybody from that era.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mark
Anyone?
Walsh.
Yeah. Anyone want to add anything to DJ Nimbus's response there?
I mean, to kind of piggyback what he just said, it's people that lump everything together. Just it's like they're ignorant. Like you don't understand something, so therefore I'll just lump everything together. It's equivalent to race. When you say I like Latin music, well, damn, what do you mean? There's Mexico, there's Colombia, there's Brazil.
Yes.
Jamaica.
No, so what do you mean? Like in Brazil, you got Brazilian funk, you got bossa nova. Like this, so I hate
Yes.
people, say, oh, that's EDM. I was like, nah, that's not, that's not, I'm sorry. And when he argue with you, you just go, oh, okay, all
That,
right,
I'd like to put one pin on something you just said, Corey. By them subdividing house music as many times they did, they devalued the powerhouse music.
right,
Because now it's like in Texas, especially in Houston, it's they push tech house because when you read those words, you know who that's for,
right,
and it's not for us.
right.
as
Mhm.
per usual.
Yeah. All right. Rodine, you have anything you want to add to that response?
So many things. Also, looking at it from a black feminist kind of perspective, so much has just gotten lost. EDM is like so repetitive and sterile, and it's lacking emotional depth. It's soulless compared to other genres. So I think that what ties house to black roots, its original roots, is this emphasis on community and liberation. So it's not just music, it's a movement, right? It's moving as a tribe, it's moving together, it's making those connections. And that kind of just gets lost in these new subgenres, right?
Yeah.
I used to live in Bristol, where I used to help run nights, and you could see it. You look at the crowd, and it's just monotonous, boring music to the point where you just have to go. Um, so yeah, that's my 5 pence piece there.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
it's so fast, so loud, it's so heavy to where it doesn't have to really, like, connect with the spirit because there's so much going on, and a lot of times sad, but it's true. A lot of times, in order to enjoy the music, you have to be on some type of
Ketamine,
yeah.
Molly.
Mm.
So
That's what I call it. That's what I call that EDM stuff now is Molly music. Cause yeah. Now, did you want to weigh in on this?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, EDM. I'm so sorry. It's for me. It's commercial. For me, when I'm hearing EDM, it makes me think of David Guetta, Avicii, all those kind of thing. It was like between the 2000. It was like, and I don't even know how it can be like associated to house music. It doesn't even make sense.
Hmm.
It's not the same sound. It's not the same. I don't know. People that do that, I don't. I don't. I cannot stand because I just, yeah, no, for me, no, it's not, it's absolutely not the same. And also, I would say techno, you have to be careful because there is like techno and techno, like the real one from Detroit, like
Hmm.
Jeff Miles, Robert Hood, like all those kind of stuff. And then you have the techno that now, I don't know, like, there is like a genre from Berlin, they call like they dance like this. I don't know what is this genre. It's like groovy
Uh-huh.
techno. I don't know. I don't even know what it is. And
Groovy
they're
techno.
like, I don't know. I'm so sorry. Maybe I'm making a mistake. Like if somebody is here, correct me. But it's like something groovy with, and yeah, I think that people like create genres and trying to, for me, erase the history.
They're doing it out of
I'm
boredom.
so
I'm glad that you spoke on that point now because the next question I have is since house music has deep roots in Chicago as well as in black and queer club culture, how does the history matter to what the genre is today? Because you just touched on it that they're trying to erase it. So I wanted to hear like your thoughts and anybody can jump in here.
Yeah.
Um, how does that affect it today?
Yeah, because I feel like now people they're like trying to create a new genre, new atmosphere. Like when I see the scene, it's I don't want to say it, but it's always the same bookings, like always the same head, always the same beats. And now you can do like I see DJs, they produce sounds like there's I don't know eating eating or drinking water. It's like so easy now to produce sound, and it's
Mm-hmm.
driving me crazy. And especially with I used to listen to a lot to Mix Mag when because I'm a YouTube person, and I
Mm-hmm.
oh,
remember
this
Mix
fucking
Mag
phone,
when it
man.
was not that known. Like I remember they were recording in their office still. So they were like you had a lot of DJs and like Robin Hood, all those DJs. They
Mm-hmm.
were not well known, and DJ was not such a thing at the beginning. And it was so like amazing. But now when I see on their um, Instagram page, I see a DJ every every day, like new DJ, new producer, new, and the music is
Oh, you bitch.
it's it it's just outrageous. I mean, you don't have to be like you. Everybody has ears, and you know that it's crazy, but they have a lot of likes. So I'm like, am I crazy? Am I too old? Like, is it like how come some people like how come there are like DJ that we never know where they come from? They're able to show stuff and they're like claiming they're like techno DJ, techno whatever, but when you hear the music, it's I'm sorry, but it's not. It's horrible. I'm sorry. I'm saying it. It's horrible, and I don't understand. And I'm very disappointed. And also one thing that shocked me, and after I'm gonna end it. I saw an article, and they were like putting all the women, all the DJs, women DJs or female DJs that brought techno and house music. Okay, there was only white women, like nothing new, nothing. So maybe they brought something to Europe scene. I'm sorry, I don't want to say something mean or whatever, but no, I was not okay with this article. I wanted to write something, but I was not okay because there are a lot of DJ that are less known, but they have so much skills, and like the musical universe is completely different. It's and so diverse, like, but I don't know. I feel like now it doesn't matter anymore because even people, when I see on the comments, there is this DJ Bridge. She's kind of like reminding everybody like how where they come from house music. So every time she gonna post a reel and she's gonna speak and the roots, especially like of house music,
Yeah.
garage, New York, whatever. And there are still people that are gonna argue and say, "Oh no, but it's from Berlin. Like techno comes from Berlin, like or it comes from." And you're like, "Dude, stop it! Like you have like the evidence, you have everything, like all the tunes that you're hearing, like it's all black people that are making it." So. And
Yeah.
even if we're going back to disco, it's like sample of other black people. So what are you talking about? But I don't know if it's the same in the US, but in the Europe, it's getting crazy.
We
It's getting
invented that
crazy.
in the U.S. The whitewashing, we invented
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
basically.
Yes.
I would like
Yeah.
to touch on one thing about the history. If you can hide or destroy the history, then you don't have to pay the people who are responsible for that history.
Exactly.
So when you look at the business side, and I'm a business owner, so I was looking at like the business and the money trail. They said the business was never meant to make artists rich. It's the people who stand between the artist and their dreams.
Correct.
If you look at the timeline of house music, R&B, hip hop, soul, this is post civil rights. Black people don't have money yet
Nope.
because they're just getting started in America.
That's right.
Yes.
So all the talent that black people had was for our movement through this society that was anti-black, but we weren't selling it until we were told it could be sold. Then when we signed up for the program, you just went from one slave plantation to another. So when you look at all of the people who got exploited, they were told that we can take you out of poverty because that's where they were, but they never ever got out of poverty, especially in the underground worlds that even in their commercial stages, when you look at all the artists that died, like Colonel Abrams, when he died,
Yeah.
they had to do a GoFundMe for him.
Yep.
Yep.
When
Sure
Cool
did.
Herc died,
Yes.
they had to do
Yep.
a GoFundMe for the person who's responsible for hip hop.
But
So you're telling me these groundbreaking, talented people who have done so much for the world of music that that one person is like the Adam or Eve of humanity in music, and these people are dying broke on the street, strung out. But
Man.
yet you have people who just got in the game last year. We'll take Tiesto and David Guetta. They got a $65 million residency in Vegas for what, 3 years, no, it was 4 years between the two of them, 3 nights a week.
Mm.
Do
crazy.
you think if Colin Colonel Abrams got $65 million at any point in his entire career,
Absolutely not.
or any of the other greats. So when I look at like the business was like,
Yeah.
okay, if we can't do it, we'll sell it, never pay them, and then once we figure out a way to exclude them, we'll do it, and then they never happened. So to your point of how easy it is to make music, why do you think they're pushing AI music?
I
Right.
was just about to say that's gonna be the next thing to try to do us in.
Well,
Yeah,
it's already happened because
it's
some of us
happened
have
now.
bought
Yeah,
into the program to write your own demise. So
yeah,
some
yeah.
people will sell themselves out thinking that they're going to get a bag, not realizing they're helping remove the bag from everybody, including them.
Oh man, you
Five unicorns get to live to get 5 million people to die. So,
Mm.
A whole
bars.
bar.
Wow.
so when I look at music, I never started DJing to get rich because, again, I come from the age group where music was not a vehicle for that. So I never thought if I do this, I mean, I'm a full degree mechanical engineer. I went to college. I own other businesses. Music is truly my passion because I want to, not because I think I have to. And that I think is where the bulk of most people in music, and I posted this on my Facebook just 2 days ago. It was called Unpopular Opinion. Most people, most DJs now don't even love music anymore. They just love attention.
Oh yes.
So we live in an era,
Oh
especially
my
social
gosh.
media driven, that the attention of the rock star life, the DJ is now the former rock star.
Right.
Mhm.
Because DJing in the 80s was not popular.
Nope.
No.
The DJ was popular, but the actual profession and craft itself was not. Being a rapper at that point was actually what you wanted to do. After being a rock star, after those things kind of died down, then I was like, you know what, DJing. And then with the advent of technology, I started on vinyl, so I'm pre Serato and CDJs and all of that.
Right.
The bar of entry back then, you had to really be committed because it cost you money
Oh yes.
to buy turntables, to buy records. You couldn't get a copy of anything. You had to have the record or you didn't. End of story.
Yeah.
So when you tie the history of who made these records, what these records were for, it meant something to you because you were a part of that history. You look now, what history is anybody doing this connected to?
They're not. It reminds me of a conversation that Q and I have often with some friends of ours. Like there are people who listen to music, but there are people who listen to music, but they don't listen to music. There is a huge difference, and I think
Just
you guys
recreation.
all hit on that. Yeah, it's just recreation.
Right.
Now, one last thing, and I know I've been speaking for a little bit about the history of music. So, growing up in Texas, we didn't know the history of house music. We just know what we heard on the radio, right? So, once I graduated college, because I'm gonna say I'm 50-50 house hip hop, I moved to Wichita, Kansas, and I invited some young lady over to the house, and I'm playing my music, and she was like, "You listen to gay music?" I'm like, "What? What do you mean gay music?" But she had been, going to gay clubs. So
Yeah.
again, she knew that house music was in a gay club, but I've never set foot in a gay club because I'm not gay. But at that point in time, we didn't. And growing up in the South, when we were talking at this time, if you weren't gay, you generally did not go to a gay club back, especially in the South. So I'm like, why do you keep calling my music gay? It's like I love women. You here? What is this about? But it didn't click until later when you started learning about the pioneers, the Frankie Knuckles, the Larry Levans, the Ron Hardys, and the fact that they were. And then even though not everybody making house and doing house and listening to house were gay, it was the gay community that actually kept it alive while white America was actually trying to kill disco and the other black music. Because I'm sure y'all seen the Pump Up the Jam
Yep.
documentary. When they said they had that riot, he said it wasn't just disco; it was all black music.
It was.
Yep,
Yep.
it was.
You
It
know, I,
was.
I was going to chime in when I got a second, but we talked. Q and I we talked about, and our brother Jr. We did an episode on post disco, We talked about the disco sucks movement and the thing that happened, the event that happened at Comiskey Park, and that was not about the white disco artists of the time. That was
Mm-mm.
about trying to get rid of all black music.
Yep.
Yeah.
But little did they know, they got rid of disco.
And they brought in house music.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
no, yeah, that too. But they got rid of disco. But here comes hip hop,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Well,
yeah, right on the tails of that.
right on the tails of that, and they couldn't stop it.
Nope, it's the most consumed art form in the world right now. All right.
actually, house music is.
Oh, really?
Yes, they just literally released that this week or last week. And the reason, and again, technically, house has so many subgenres that in mass, it's bigger. It's the largest genre of music in the world.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You taught me
Okay.
something, man. All right.
All right, Corey, we'd like to hear from you if you want to chime in.
All right. So what was the question? My screen went off when y'all asked the question.
Oh, we were talking about the history of house music. Like, what are they? Let me make sure. Let me pull the question back up.
Okay.
Make sure I get it right. So basically, how much does the history matter to what the genre is today of house music?
Well, I mean, it means a great deal. I mean, you have, in order to appreciate something today, you have to know where. Like you can't just go, oh, I like this, but you should always figure out why, right? You already spoke on the whole disco stuff movement, where they grew up records, baseball, all black music. But again, like I said, I came from the dance side, and I know, like, as far as the dance part of it, a lot of dancers, like dance fusion out of New York, they kind of created house dancing, right? So a lot of these guys were in mob top. A lot of these guys were in hip hop clubs. But the problem with a lot of hip hop clubs back then, there was a lot of fighting, shooting, and stabbing.
Yeah.
So that was a huge issue, right? So after a while, you get tired, like looking over your shoulder, like, man, will somebody stab me? Will I get in a fight? Then everybody started kind of gravitating to the gay clubs, which is were playing house music, right? Then everybody became this big family. Because we had this spot called The Loft, and it's a DJ by the name of I want to say David Mancuso.
Mancuso, yeah.
Yeah, like, who had this spot where the wooden floor and a lot of like dancers would go out and dance to this music. So you had gay community, you had the straight community, but you also had like the vulgars, you had
Yes.
so yes, you had all these different communities within the band coming to enjoy this music. And a lot of these guys are still alive to the very day that are still out dancing. But I think when it comes to like the whole gay side and the straight side, to me, it doesn't really matter. Like, if you like the music, go out and that shouldn't deter you away from having a good time, you know.
Right.
But again, thank God. I'm happy that, but I'm not happy that they had that movement towards disco music. To me, if it wasn't for that, who knows if house would have been born.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So the things that we cry about and scream about sometimes be like a blessing in disguise. Like, but then it's like, oh, well, look at this flower. Like, oh, that would have never happened if it didn't dunstorm.
Yeah.
Yes.
A bar.
True.
A
Yeah.
bar.
Yeah.
A bar. And Rodine, would you like to weigh in?
Oh, I think the history is non-negotiable, right? It's really funny that Neo mentioned Bridge because I've been following Bridge for a while, and she posted something the other day, and it led to a full-on conversation. I was chatting to her, and she was having like a disagreement with a Dutch guy talking about how
Yeah.
her videos are being like really exclusive, like excluding white people from the scene. And I was just thinking, mate, like, you literally don't have a clue. Like, literally don't have a clue. What are you talking about? Like, absolute poppycock. So yeah, people are just so weird. And the thing is, and I'm not talking about whiteness as a skin color,
Mm.
I'm talking about whiteness as a concept. The ontological expansiveness of whiteness in the scene is like so harmful.
Yes. Mm, mm, mm,
I
mm, mm.
I was
So
at an open decks. Oh, sorry.
no, I'm sorry to cut you off. I think you commented on this video that I posted where this girl was DJing and somebody threw.
A glass.
A glass.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yes,
I
a last
actually
night.
saw that this
Crazy
week.
scenes.
Yeah, she got
Yeah.
assaulted while she was in the DJ booth.
yeah.
Yeah, yep,
Yes.
Wow.
Crazy scenes.
yeah.
Crazy scenes. And this is the thing, because it it makes me so sad because
Yes.
things like that happen so often, especially as a female DJ, as a black female DJ being in these kind of spaces as well. Um, I was at an open decks and I was the only black female DJ there,
Mm, mm,
Mhm.
mm, mm.
and it was supposed to be a house night,
Mhm.
and I couldn't consider the music that was played before me or after me even as house music. It wasn't
Mhm.
house music. And then when I started playing, obviously, like, I was thinking, oh my God, they're not going to like my music. And I went so into my head thinking, oh, they're not going to like anything that I'm going to play. And what I played some stuff by DJ Minx, Charisma, Chemistry and Storm, and they just looked at me, but you could see some shuffling.
Mhm.
So I thought, you know what? Let me just pick out the two, three people that are actually dancing, and I'm just going to
Mm.
play this set for them.
Yes.
And in the end, people were dancing. And then when I finished, I just thought, Jesus, like literally nobody has a clue about the history of this music. And they
Mm.
come here and they're waiting for their Sammy
Mm, mm,
Vergis and
mm.
all of that stuff.
Yeah.
There's just the repetitive stuff, and it makes me so sad, you know.
Mm, 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 mm.
Um, but yeah, don't really
Wow.
know.
But you know what DJing reminds me of? It might be a crazy like tie comedians.
Yep.
Because if you look at a comedian, their job is to make people laugh, right?
Yeah.
Right.
These are kind of job is to make everybody have a good time and
Mm.
dance. Not everybody,
Mm, mm, mm.
Mhm.
you understand? So
Yeah.
it's kind of it's almost the same thing. Like people that see comedians, they think, oh, I can do that, so they'll try to heckle that person. When a person is DJing, it's always, hey, do you have this song? Can you play this song? Everybody's a DJ. So
Mhm.
to me, it's a weird connection to me with comedians and DJs. Like if you're DJing, nobody's dancing but two people. DJ for those two people. The rest will fall in line eventually.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. That's true. Very
But
true.
also, if I can add something, like I did my first set, it was my first set ever, and I was a little bit scared because when I saw the crowd, they were like white young people, and I brought vinyls, so I didn't
Mhm.
have a chance. Brought 20 vinyls, so I was like, anyway, we don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. We will see. So I had my vinyls, and it was my first set, so I wanted it perfect. I
Mhm.
rehearsed every day, every day. I knew perfectly the pitch and everything. But when it's live, it's like it doesn't work as well. It doesn't work
Yeah.
as well. Sometimes you don't find the clue and the cue, and then you're like, fuck, and then you have to change to other vinyl. But the only thing that was really great, I was so, so scared because it was
Mhm.
not the same type of me dancing. People were dancing and they were like cheering and everything. And they were like
Mhm.
young white people. They came to me after, they were like, oh, that was really nice. We really love the music. And I brought old disc, like real house music. So I
Mhm.
was happy about it. But at first, I was so scared. I was
Mm.
like, geez, how am I gonna? But sometimes you have this thing where, they feel the music like that. Oh my God. Like you can see in their eyes, like they're like,
Mhm.
it's a good feeling. It's a
Right.
very good feeling. especially when they come to you, because in France it's very rare that like they're very criticizing people. They're kind of like, but they were very nice. I don't know. I had a lot of chance because it was my first set and it was shitty. It was shit. I lost some transition. One
It's all
moment I
about the
was,
selection.
oh my god.
It's all
I,
about the selection.
hopefully I
Well,
got a
Seriously.
good selection. And it was very stressful because people now they're watching what you're doing, especially if you're going in vinyl. So they're like watching you and commenting. I was trying to be focused on what I was doing, but they were like, okay, and I was
Right
like,
behind
are
you.
they talking? No, in front of me, and I was
Oh,
like,
lovely.
are they talking about me? What are they talking about? But people
Oh
would
my
come like,
god.
and I was like, no, girl, you have to like focus. And after a while, like 4 songs after, I was like, okay, I'm in the mood or whatever. But yeah, it was hard, and you have the other DJ playing after you, like watching you like this. What the fuck? Because I used to play in my room, like I know my material perfectly. My CDs, I know everything, but I don't know. It was not my material. I had to, find ways, but I had to change the needles because
Yeah.
his needles was not good as he told me. So hopefully I bought my needles, but it was great when people like different from you love what you're doing. It's like this is the best thing. But when it's like this girl who they threw the drink, what is it? And nobody reacted.
it's
This
crazy.
is like
Yeah.
I'm going to jail.
Yeah,
If it was me, I'm
Crash
going
out.
to jail. I'm sorry.
I'm ready to fight. Like
I'll be,
Yeah.
seriously.
That's
I'm
I'll,
ready
crazy.
to fight.
yeah,
That's
I cannot.
that's
It's
sad,
yeah.
but it's amazing. Well, it's sad that some of the things you all are experiencing overseas are some of the things
yeah,
that we experience here
Right,
stateside.
Yeah.
right, right. It's
Audience entitlement.
yeah, universal.
Yeah. That's
Universal
correct.
entitlement. I like that.
Hmm.
I like that. So we're gonna talk a little bit about the scene and the evolution of the scene. So y'all have been in the game a minute. So how has the scene changed since you first came up in it? I'm gonna start with Rodine this time.
I keep double clicking my mic. I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
Oh my goodness. The scene has transformed quite a bit in ways that I couldn't have imagined actually. It's quite frustrating that it's become about viral moments and not about the feelings that they actually bring. So yeah, I told you about the story of the open decks. I felt so out of place, but like Neo said, the feedback that you get afterwards is like so heartwarming because then you know that you've done something right? If people have enjoyed track 1 to the last track, then I've done my job, right? What else? Today I would say it's about bringing it back to its true form. I think streaming platforms, festivals, all of those kind of things, and now the generation of producers using AI, like you said. Some changes are really incredible. Other changes are really quite scary. And especially considering how AI affects the communities that look like us, especially. Some changes are incredible, like the democratization of production tools, the rise of artists from non-traditional scenes. And then there's other challenges like the colonization of the sound, whitewashing of its roots. I mean, thankfully, if you look around, you can still find the core of it, the spirit. It remains in certain places, And then for me, it's about keeping the soul alive, right? Festivals, for example, can introduce people to house. Um, what else? I'm thinking of like basements and like DIY spaces where the music is still about feeling over spectacle, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, things have changed a lot. Um, I can't say that I've come up in the scene because I'm not really a part of it as such. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Things have changed a lot, but I'm seeing a lot of community work happening in and around London, which is really nice. Queer spaces popping up in loads of areas around London, which bring it back to its roots. So that's really really lovely to see. Um, so yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I would say.
Okay. All right, Corey.
For me, I think well, what really hurt the scene itself was COVID. You were stuck at home in your house. Yeah, you had this equipment, all this music. So now streaming came along. So now it became who had the most followers. It didn't matter how good you were. If you had a million followers and you were DJing, now you get all because you have X amount of followers. But the
Yep.
person that was actually has been around for years and years and years, just because they didn't have like uh, global popularity, they wouldn't get any kind of attention, no type of like revenue through streaming, none of that crap. So to me, that's what when the scene changed, right? Like in my eye. As far as how it is now, um, what really annoys me, I've been in Houston since 2014, so I was around like, you know, kind of before like Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, all of that stuff. And I remember going out and actually dancing all night.
Yes.
We had a spot called the Kitchen. Every Thursday night, we were a DJ there, and everyone will be in there just sweating, dancing, having a good time. Now people go out to clubs. Now everybody's in front of the DJ doing this. One, now there's some spots, them spots, exposure, people actually get out and dance. But there's a lot of places that people just stand in front of the DJ, recording themselves, recording the DJ to post on some type of like social media platform. But that's really it. As far as the music goes, yeah, AI has kind of killed, or not killed, but infiltrated like a lot of the sound and taken away from actual people. But the one thing that AI doesn't have is soul.
Yeah.
You can program a computer to do something all day long, but it doesn't have the human factor. It doesn't have that human ear, that human touch. Like have eyes. Like I can go to the club and see somebody dancing, or see a girl dancing, and my attentions are her, and I'm like, okay, what song can I play that's gonna make her lose her mind? You know, AI can't do that. So you can do AI all you want, but in my opinion, it's never gonna replace the human. You will always need human DJ, always.
All right. Thank you, DJ Nimbus.
So, um, I guess I want to touch on macro and micro. The macro scene, a lot of people don't think about it in the global sense, but the birth, life, and death of certain scenes sometimes have nothing to do with other. So let's take Chicago, birthplace of house, right? There, I'm gonna say glory years would probably be the 90s and early 2000s because like I said, the once they started making it, it was like a local thing in competition. It was the biggest thing for their city, but obviously it bled out. But the scene there caused other things to happen in other places, but not at the same time. So, like, Corey mentioned the kitchen. That was, his crew and their thing. I have an event called Exposure, and we coexisted, and we're kind of the soulful sound of Houston. But a lot of people saw what we were doing, thinking that Houston was like equal to Chicago, even
Right.
though we were kind of ushering in something new for where we are because it had never been prior. So their eyes is looking like, oh, we've been doing this and we can come down to Houston and take over because we grew up under Ron Hardy and we grew up under Frankie Knuckles, not realizing Texas don't even mess with house music.
Right. Yeah.
So we're starting our scene locally, and that conversation would be different than how it went from Chicago to Detroit, back to Philly, into New York, and then over to Europe, and then back to New York, and then to California, and then to Atlanta. Because right when we talk about scenes, Atlanta right now is kind of the house mecca because you have the transplants from Chicago, Detroit, New York, and Philly all living in Atlanta and working together. I'll be playing at the ATL Weekender in a couple of weeks. It's like my 13th or 14th year. But Ramon Rossol, the creator of House in the Park, is from Chicago. Kai Alsey is from Detroit by way of New York. DJ Kemet is from Atlanta, and DJ Salah was born in Waco. So you got four different places that came together in one place and created something that right now is actually bubbling and getting a lot of traction and attention. Where we take Chicago, the chosen few, they just sit there. They started in 1990, so that's 36 years
Hmm.
Hmm.
at 50,000 people, but they've been doing it for 36 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of places don't have 36 years.
Hmm.
No.
True.
So, if you ask me about house in Austin, I'm going to say for the most part, it sucks with the exception of a select few who come
Hmm.
from different backgrounds, but they're having to fight the native culture of Austin, who is house averse. So even the DJs that claim to own and corner that market don't want these DJs that are better than them to get into the market because then it would make it hard for them to survive.
Right. Right.
And that's the same thing I would say just in the southern states. When you look, and when I say southern, I'm going all the way to the west coast. California has a different sound and style. If you even look at San Francisco to LA and San Diego, I've played in all
Yep.
three.
Hmm.
I played at the End Up, which is a 52-year-old club. It's not too many 52-year-old venues still open.
No.
Sylvester used to
Oh,
be the resident there.
wow.
Wow.
So that's history in itself, but their disco very oriented, and I'm gonna say the core of house music lives at the End Up because that's what it's always been.
Hmm.
LA, on the other hand, is very techish, but you had Marcus Wyatt doing deep. But
Hmm.
that's like one thing in a city full of tech house. You go down to San Diego, they have more Afro and soulful house because Oscar P has moved out there and Soleil, Mikey Town and all of them, they do their thing, but by and large, San Diego is still a very white city and Latin city and Asian cities. Not a lot of black people there. So you
Right.
don't get a lot of urban influence. But now you go to Atlanta, being it a very Afrocentric city, Afro House is king there.
Mm.
Where Afro House is very hard to. I brought Afro House here 16 years ago at
Hmm.
an event called Aphrodisiac because I had been pollinated by Are You Afro out of New York, Winter Music Conference. They were heavy on the Afro House, and I'm like, we don't even do this in Texas. So
Wow.
I go back, and people are looking at me like, what is this nonsense you're playing? And they were like, you know what, this sounds like too jungly. This is basically too black. And my environment was like, you're ahead of the curve, and we don't like that. So penalty for being too advanced. We need this
Mm.
tech house, European stuff, and right now, Texas is becoming more like what Chicago used to be because of people like myself and Corey and the rest of the other few soulful DJs. Like if we talk about, not to see in the comments, like DJ Shawnee, the Groove Temple, uh, DJ Q from Milwaukee. You have people that come from house backgrounds that are moving here, and each event is like one step closer, but we're still walking 30 years behind.
Wow. Wow.
But we're thankful. I mean, like I said, nothing lasts for forever. So sometimes scenes move, and that's something a lot of people don't accept is, like all the historic places, CLO, Zanzibar, the Power Plant Music Box, nobody thought they would die, but they did. But somewhere new is going to open. And I think that's really what we all as DJs, patrons, and promoters, we should be looking at the future as opposed to always looking back.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Nao, you have anything you wanted to chime in about the scene and the evolution of it?
Me, I'm just new as a DJ. I just started. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
But I used to go to club a lot. And what I'm missing now is like, underground club, like where there is no room, you just only have to dance and nobody has the time to go take a drink or to like have the telephone. Like this was the best like moments. Now I feel like in Paris, especially, when I go out, it's like I just cannot stay all night because at one point, I don't know, it's always the same. It doesn't drive you like you're not like amazed by it. Depends, but not everyone, I'm saying. But sometimes I'm like, oh, it's always the same people that are mixing because in Paris there is not a lot of like clubs, and the DJ usually that mix they always turn because they know each other, they have their you know they have their labels, so they're organizing their parties. And it's when I came at first in Paris, it was very great. It was amazing because there were like all the international DJs. But then I don't know. Now I don't go out. I don't go out as many as I used to go. I'm like, okay, I'm bored. I'm going back listening to my records and at home. It's horrible, but yeah, I remember I in Bordeaux, which is a small town in France, and house music was not that big. They used to listen to trance, psytrance, like techno psytrance. This was the thing. But there were like small area where people were mixing house and they were not real known DJs in basement, vinyl only. Oh my god, it was the best party in my life. It was the best. The sound system was crazy, like it was. So I think I'm missing this, but I prefer like small areas to listen to music for me because the sound system is better for me. I don't know, and it's more intimate. And I think we're missing this in Paris, especially in Paris because I'm only in Paris. I haven't been out but in LA when I used to go out, I remember it was very hard to find a party house music. It was only like after parties
After
around
hours.
downtown. Yeah, after hours around downtown. So it was a little bit hard for me to go because it's a little bit dangerous sometimes. But yeah, I used to go there, and it was great.
Now, can
Sometimes
I can I ask you a question? Do you know Capella?
who?
Capella.
What is it?
No, Capella Marnet. He's a DJ out in Paris. If you don't, you need to find him because he's kind of
In
what you're looking for.
Paris?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
He
okay.
had a brother, Frank Watt.
He's a dancer and a DJ, and we've worked together.
I know him. No, yes, yes, yes. He's doing the Sunday Soulful.
Yes.
Yes, I know him. I know him.
Yes.
Yes, yes, I know him. Yeah, the sound. Yeah, the Sundays soulful. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There is a lot of dancer. Yeah, this is yeah. Yeah, I know him. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
know his party. Yeah,
Yeah, look at us making connections, Q.
Yeah, I see that. I see that.
yeah, I know him.
Um, So we kind of touched on this a little bit, but I just want to get everybody's perspective. Is there a connection between the underground and mainstream slash festival version of house right now, in your opinion, or is there no connection at all?
I will speak on the festivals I've been to. I've gone to Sunset Beat and in Croatia the year before COVID, and the very last year they did it in Croatia because now it's in Lisbon, Portugal. That festival is the most single influential thing that I've ever done.
Mm,
But their lineup was everybody I would have went and got to or wanted to go see at any, just in my own personal time. So I believe festivals like that are beneficial. They're not huge, they're not small. I'd say probably about 2,000 people
mm,
go to that. So it's a decent sized thing where Defected is 2 weeks after, which is huge, but I would not even waste my money going to a Defected festival. And the reason why is the sets that were at Sunset Beat were real live sets
mm,
from these DJs playing in the moment, and that was the magic, right? Where even as much as I love Black Coffee, I'm gonna have to say he's compromised now because he's gotten to that point of success
mm,
that now he is a paid actor to pretend to be DJing because the lighting show and the production of the event is more important than the music.
mm.
But nobody's going to turn down $1 million to stand behind the decks.
Oh no.
Oh
So
wow.
even though I understand it, I don't like it. But my point is, though, when you get into that
Wow.
machine,
Hmm.
the machine is not about the music. It's about making money in mass. And the only way you do, they say the better something is, the less of it there is. So to get mass, you have to normally be going down in quality, not up.
Mm.
So these festivals are like the cash cows for a certain group of people.
Right.
And now, like the cruises are now like the new festival,
Yeah.
but people are looking at cash earning potential, not spreading the music to people who are seeking it. Because most of the people going to these larger festivals are paying egregious amounts of money just to say they were a part of something
Hmm.
that they're probably so high that they don't even remember any of it. And I've played Winter Music Conference. I played at the Clevelander. That's the biggest thing you can do on Ocean Drive. And what I realized was in that moment, even though it's on my highlight reel of one of my best performances, that got erased the next day by whatever else happened the next day there.
Wow.
And it
Mm.
just keeps going. So it's like I'm a part of Mikasa Holiday. That's another smaller traveling festival, mini festival party.
Hmm.
The smaller, more intimate things are more meaningful. That's how I met Capella. I actually
Hmm.
met him over in Croatia too. But, or,
Oh.
so we kind of rotate in small circles, but it becomes family and community when you know the people that you are uh, partying with or listening to music or experiencing this music.
Hmm.
DJ Drew, who's a part of the kitchen that Corey's in, me and him ran into each other at Deep at 4:30 in the morning on accident in LA.
Mm.
That's a different experience than I was at like the new version of Woodstock without even good Woodstock music.
Oh wow.
Most of the music, I mean, it's like fire festivals like 30 times over under the umbrella of house music, and they stack the lineups trying to just draw more. You got 200 acts with
Mm.
three decent ones out of 200 at $300, $400 a ticket.
Mm.
She
I've gone to Ultra just to say I saw it with my own eyes. David Guetta was there, Tiesto, Dead Mouse, the big names. It's
Mm.
like, okay, very highly polished production of a bunch of lasers and lights and stuff.
Hmm.
But musically, I'm like, okay, I'll never come back to this ever again because it literally, I left with nothing. I came with nothing, I left with nothing.
Mm.
But
Mm.
Sunset Beat, I still have memories of me being in the DJ booth with Kerry Chandler watching the sunrise over the Adriatic Sea. Mind blown.
I see. That's dope. That is dope. Corey.
Well, I've never been to a DJ or music festival like that. I've seen videos of them. I've always been a club person. I've always seen somebody come from out of town to a club. I mean, they look fun, but I don't think I would ever go to a DJ festival.
I see. All right, Rodine.
Just a quick one, because obviously I said earlier I was part of the festival scene in Bristol, around Bristol. Um, the older I get, I feel like black and brown people are actually being priced out of these kind of experiences, and that also deliberately. But what really, really grinds my gears are the set times. Like, how can you have a lineup of 25 DJs that are playing like 2 hours and then they don't prepare their sets and then they're making rookie mistakes that shouldn't be happening when they're being paid so much money? There's something really insidious about that. And like DJ Nimbus also said, it's a cash cow, right? So I think you also said follow the money. That's definitely part of it. Follow the money. Like, who is making money out of these things? There are DJs that travel literally 24/7 and don't see a penny to their name. And it's just completely, it's heartbreaking because I've had experiences where artists have turned up and I've been the runner on this festival, for example, and they've not known where they're staying. They don't know what if they're going to get food, when they're going to get food. Usually they're playing when everybody's eating. So you're going above and beyond to make this person feel comfortable. So who has the crusty mic? It's not me. I just saw that pop up in the corner. Oh my goodness, so sorry. But yeah,
I apologize for any audio issues. I don't know what's going on tonight. I've changed out my headphones and everything. Yeah, that thing is annoying, y'all.
I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. But yeah, no, there are some really sinister things happening in the scene, and it's actually quite sad. But like I said, there are things popping up here and there that are going back to their roots, and it's really, really heartwarming to see actual joy happening in spaces. So that should be something that should be promoted.
Okay. All right. And now, would you like to weigh in as well?
Oh, I haven't been in a festival since a while. The last festival that I have done is called Body Movement. It was in London, Hack Week, and I really loved the ambiance. It was crazy for me. It was my first time partying in London, and I love London. I love it because I think that UK people, they are so like advanced in music, anything. They are so crazy. I love it. I should like live there because I really loved it. It was a great experience for me. The DJs from because it was kind of like a little town, and there was like everybody mixing, and you were like I was like looking everywhere. I was like overwhelmed because the music was coming from everywhere. That was a great experience, and I really loved like why like this festival was made of because it was like queer and everybody was welcomed, and I really loved it. I love this ambience in general, so yeah, I really loved it. But since then I haven't been to a festival. I mean, haven't done that.
All right. So
Come to London, we'll have you.
Oh my god.
that's you been to London?
Yeah, I've been to the UK twice.
Okay.
Once I was in London, and the other
London.
time I was way outside London. But yeah, London's a dope city. It's a dope.
Yeah.
That's on my
Dope.
bucket list, man. We gotta make. I want to go there, especially to take in the music scene.
The
All
people
right.
who
So
created Sunsea Beat are from London.
I,
all right. So this is the question for those people who are who are watching who may be new to house music. And so this question I'm going to ask, I'll start with Corey. So if you were creating a playlist for house music rookies, so to speak, what are some of your go-to tracks for someone that's brand new to the genre?
Well, I'm going to start fell in love, and I heard first Guacamole Closer by the DJ Spinner remix. That's always been. It's a song that I could just jam all day long because of the words in the song. I would go with my brother from the Bay Area, Flow, Peanut Butter Lover. That's one of my favorite tracks. God, man, so many songs. This is not a house song, but you can work with it. It's a song by Blue Magic called "Welcome to the Club." It's a disco-ish song from, I think this was like a big song in Chicago. Listen to that song. There's a breakdown in the song that will just drive you crazy. Uh, I'll do one more. Man, it's so hard. God, it's so hard. Okay, I would go with I would probably go with Perrin Everett, and I would go with Stuck. So that was like,
Oh, Jesus.
yeah, that was the first Perrin Everett song I ever that still like go hard to this day.
All right. So that was a five. That was good. So everybody, let's give me five. So DJ Nimbus, what would be your five go-to house tracks?
Okay. I'm gonna have to go back to the old school first. Can You Feel It by Larry Heard, Mr. Fingers.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
Because he's the godfather of deep house, so that's why. I can't get no. It's going to be a tie for number two. I can't get no sleep and deep inside. They have the same feel, but the way the music was made at that time, I would say there was like nothing like it at that point in time. Um, Real People, sure,
Mm.
very soulful, but got one of them for real beats to it. Uh, there's a song by Ocean Latte, Mama's Groove, the Jimster remix.
That's a good one.
Um, somebody put in the comments, Lonely People. Lil Lewis, I can't even just pick one album or one song because there's so much with him. And even with Ultranate, Blue Notes from the Basement, that whole album. So my last song is going to be uh, The Good Life.
Oh yes, yes.
It's like one of those iconic, like feel good songs that no matter who hears it, it's it, it transcends time. It's a timeless song.
Hmm. I agree. All right, Rodine, what's your top five? What are your go-to house tracks that you would use to introduce the genre to someone?
Oh my goodness. Ah, I actually made a list, so I'm actually on my notes. So got Larry Heard, Can You Feel It? Obviously, Gospel of House, Your Love by Frankie Knuckles. That's the sound that defined Chicago. I've got DJ Minx, Women on Wax, Blind America. And then obviously, because of my pathological demand avoidance and I can't help myself, I am looking at influences of house on the new genres that spun out from house music. So drum and bass garage, Chemistry and Storm, DJ Kicks, that was 1999. Charisma, What She Said, Introspect, Respect, Garage and Basshead, Just Like Me. And finally, Sarah Farina, Get It Girl, rainbow bass head, just like me. I think each one of these tracks carries the spirit of house. It's inclusive, it's got groove and a little bit of magic. So they're all perfect in their own way to introduce house and why this genre has endured for so long.
All right, Nao. What are
Okay.
your go-to
Okay.
songs?
Yeah,
I
yes.
thought I thought you were itching. You're like, I'm ready to share my list.
No, because sometimes I'm very sorry if I make mistakes because sometimes I'm confused.
That's okay.
So the first one is gonna be 95, 95 North, Still of the Night. Then I would say Jovan, so Jesse's Speech. And then after James Howard, so this one is Lift Up from Shelter Records. And then, oh my God, there is another one, is Bizarre, ENC, Took My Love, with the MK remix. And I don't know if it's considered as house, but I love the Mr. J, sorry, Blackbird, bread. I'm so sorry, bread or no breads. I think it's bread, black breads. Yeah, is it five?
That's five. That's five.
Nothing else.
Yeah. I should have rephrased it and said, what are your go-to tracks right now? Because I know y'all can probably rattle off a bunch of them. All
Yeah,
right.
but
So
those are
much
my
music.
tracks.
It's so
Yeah,
much.
there's so much
And
music. Yeah.
and see that's the difference because I know for me I wouldn't be able to rattle off five. Well, I don't know. No, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to rattle off five because there's only like three or four that I really truly, yeah, I
Yeah.
You
listen
ask me in
to.
10 minutes, it's gonna be a different five. So
Yeah, exactly. That's what I
as a
said.
DJ. I mean, like you can only choose five, so it's got to be the
Right.
Yeah,
five that you got to go with right now.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
All right. So I was just thinking, this ain't on our question list, but what's that one track that y'all play during your set that make the dance just make people go to the dance floor instantly?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody can chime in on that. What's that one track that you know when I put this on, everybody's going they gonna go in.
Oh my God, I don't
Wait, from
remember.
any genre or house?
Sudo.
It don't matter. Well, house
Okay.
music track.
I need to find this one. It's pseudo. Uh, attends, je me souviens plus. Pseudo.
Yeah. Anybody can chime in on this one.
Sunshine into my life.
Okay.
That one. There's that one, and then David Morales has "Found Love," where he used the same music from it. Both of them
Oh,
feel exactly the same. So if you play either one of those, outcome is going to be dance floor full.
Okay.
So I got two, right? I before on a fly, and I was scared as shit to do it well, like scary well. I mixed. There's a song by Louis Vega called "Can't." I think it's called "Can't Let You Go." Is it called? I think I can't let you go. It's a like a house track. It came out maybe 5 years ago. But
maybe.
I mixed that song with "The Bottle" by Gil Scott Heron.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You, it was crazy. I
Oh my God.
did it at the flat, and I was playing, and I was in a bind. I was like, "What the hell can I play?" Because I was like running out of ideas. And at the last second, I thought of "The Bottle," and I looped the intro of "The Bottle" over and over and over, and I mixed "Can't Let You Go." So I had just the vocal playing of "Can't Let You Go" with "The Bottle," and yeah, people.
All right. Rodine.
I just had to get the edit. So talk to God about it. Spend Sunday service. The edit by Ron Hall, and then Strandbar Disco, which is Todd Terj.
Okay.
Love
All
those
right.
two tracks.
All right. Nao.
With my only experience, my only set that I've done, when I put Jovan Jesse speech, everybody started to like dancing crazy. So I think this one was okay because it's very strong house track, and also you have the speech and everything. It's kind of like, which is like a reference to JC Jackson the Reverend, so it's like very powerful speech, and it's like you're in the mood, like, so I don't know, people were like they liked it, so I think this one is every time that I put this song, people love it, so I think yeah, this one is one. Well, I love Javon. I love Javon. I love him. I am so like obsessed with his music. I don't know why at this moment, but I think he's. I
It's
don't know what
good.
happened.
Right.
I don't know. I would like to be in his head, because he has some melody. Like it's like what? Like no, no. I love it. I love it.
So what's funny is that when I was in college, we were actually listening to house and or techno songs, and I guess now realizing that we were listening to them, that genre of music, because it was one particular song that the DJ would put on. It was "Follow Me" by Alias.
Yeah, yeah.
You put that on,
Follow
everybody ran to the
me,
dance floor. You know what I'm
follow
saying?
Yeah,
me.
it does. To this
Yeah.
Um,
day,
to this day,
Yeah.
you put that on, and we had a whole step to it, but that's a whole nother thing.
yeah.
There was another song called "Plastic Dreams" by JD. You
Got
put
that.
that on, everybody ran to the dance floor.
Yeah.
And I want to say the last one was "The Percolator" by Cashmere.
Hmm.
Put that
Yep.
on,
Yep. Yep.
everybody ran to the dance floor. But
Yep.
we didn't realize that those songs were considered house and or techno. It was
Yep.
just, oh, they put the song on, let's go.
Ghetto
Yeah.
House from Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And don't forget, Q. Don't forget hot music.
I was going to throw in hot music, but I didn't really hear that one until I moved here
Yeah.
to DC, because Baltimore, they are heavy on the house music scene.
The harder side of house too. Like Ultranate, she is like half R&B and half house.
Hmm.
But like she is either really sexy stuff or beat the brakes off of you type house music.
No, like no, seriously, like the house music here in Baltimore, it's like they
It's
gonna beat the
hard.
brakes off you. They catch you in the wrong spot,
Yep.
a town. Like there's a radio station, 92Q. That was my introduction into Baltimore house.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy is like now you're starting to see or hear house music in a lot of skating rinks.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
goes in cycles.
Like that's crazy. I remember before it used to be like really used to be really heavy James Brown stuff, like the JBs. And like,
Hmm.
so now you're starting to hear house music in skating rinks. It's crazy.
They were playing house music at Chili's on I-10 and 99 the other day. I actually
Wow.
posted the video. I was like, look, house music is everywhere. They've had house
Wow.
music in Home Depot too.
But but y'all laughing, right? If you were to live here, you will understand how crazy that is because of the.
Yeah.
The environment says that should not even be happening. Not in
Yeah.
Texas.
Wow.
I,
Wow.
I beg y'all to come to Houston one time. You'll go, oh, I get it. I understand. I understand why that's crazy.
Hmm.
Now, one thing that's not on the questionnaire, but I want to throw in just because. So I went and played in South Africa for New Year's, not this past year, but the year before. And going to Johannesburg is probably that like going to the motherland literally, but also for house music because house music was everywhere there. I couldn't even believe it.
Oh.
Like the hotel, you go to the bodega, you go to the corner store. I was like,
Okay.
where do they not listen to house music at? And Johannesburg is like Atlanta. You might not even see a white person. So to see that much blackness and that much house, but American house music, not most people thought it would have been like Afro house. They're over there, Ron Trent, Ocean Latte, that level. I played at I'm gonna call it a restaurant, but it was probably a club that just had food on the night, and they all thought I was from South Africa. That's how uniform. They did not know me, and they just knew that I was the headliner for that night. And they was like, "Well, we thought you was from here." So then they took me to Soweto, and they were doing all vinyl house music there, and that just showed how powerful house music is, that it can reach all the way around the world and everybody kind of be on the same page, even though we never had any interaction prior to me getting there.
Yeah, I got South Africa on my bucket list, so
For
hopefully gonna make
sure.
that happen in the next
Gotta
few
do it.
years. Um, and speaking of which, I'm glad you touched on that, because the wife and I was watching this show on Netflix called The Polygamist. And no, I bring it up because they had these different scenes, whatever, at the local night spot, and they was playing, house music in the background. And it was like every
Oh,
little party or club scene they had, they was playing house music versus I figured they would have been playing a little bit of Afro beats, but they didn't play that.
The big
oh.
clubs like Live, because that's like a chain. They're around the world.
Hmm.
Hmm.
They would do 45-minute sets. It'd be like Afro beat or on piano, then it'd be house, then it'd be rap, and then it'd go back. Literally, they just cycle through that the whole night. And I wanted to see everything. So it's like, okay, I don't care about like the Cardi B and Sexy Red style of rap, but the fact that it was over there and in the same place they were playing house music just 45 minutes later, that was the only place like that. Everywhere else, it was literally the best of the best house music you would
Oh,
hope
wow.
to hear,
Hmm.
even if it was just like the iPhone store. I mean, it didn't even make sense.
Mm.
But I was there
Okay.
for it. I was not mad at it. Pleasantly surprised.
Hmm.
Mm.
All right.
Greece,
Okay.
and they like house. I went and played there as well, and it was amazing that how much they were into the house music.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, yeah. I was there
yeah.
last year. Yep.
But I was at Crete, not even Mykonos or the little bitty island was on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, because Santorini was the same way when we went.
Yeah.
They was playing a lot of house music at the different spots we went to. So
Yeah, they don't want us. They don't want us to get the credit for birthing this thing that pretty much took over the world. But one special shout out I want to give is to Jesse Saunders. Obviously, he's the person credited with creating the first house song. I know him personally. He actually came out and saw me DJ in L.A. literally right before he had a stroke, and so he's been debilitated since then. But for a person to be that person in the history of house music, to still go and look at and support us smaller DJs who are, coming up and making our little mark, that was pretty powerful. To say that he wasn't bigger than going out and seeing the other people that he would later have influenced. And I think that's a big part of the we're all family aspect of house music, especially black folks, because all of y'all are probably like my cousins.
Right.
you know I think that made me choose to be a house music DJ in the South, to basically reclaim our history in a place that truly has erased our history.
Right.
And that's what, like I said, I can appreciate Corey and Drew and all the other black DJs who have also been that here in Houston, because even in Houston, the average black person would tell you that that music is white, and the white people would tell you it's European.
Right.
well, I appreciate y'all for trying to help educate the masses
Yeah.
and school a few folks
Yeah.
that need it.
I mean, it's definitely important, man. Like that's my too. Like claim was yours, or claim was ours. Like that's one of the reasons why I started playing this thing, because it's like it's our music, it's our instrument, like blues, rock and roll, house, disco, all came from black folks. I don't care what you hear or what you heard. This is facts, right? So, and I think it also inspires other black folks to do it too. Like they see
Hmm.
us DJ, they go, "Oh, like y'all playing this?"
There's way more black DJs playing house in Houston now than there ever has been.
Right, because
Oh, wow.
Wow.
when I first started, I didn't know. I think I only knew. Well, I met Drew like later on, and I met Nimbus later on, but I didn't know any black DJs that were playing like house music until I started going out and seeing these guys. And I'm like, oh, like it is cool to play this kind of. Even though I loved it from the jump, like my
Hmm.
first love in music was actually disco. You know,
Mm.
then when I started hearing these guys play, I was like, oh, like they also play house music. And then when we started playing at the kitchen at the spot called Alley Cat, almost nobody would come to check it out, right? And
Hmm.
one night I experimented by playing it's a house DJ or a house DJ called Black Motion, and I started playing their music, and then black folks started coming out, and then once you get them, then you can start to introduce them to like other styles of house. Like, the last thing you want to do is force feed somebody,
Right.
but then it becomes too much. So you kind of want to ease into it, and now you have a lot of black DJs here now, that wasn't there when I first started.
And I think it's bridging the gap. And I think that's kind of what our job as DJs. And I say this all the time. Some people get mad, but I don't care. Some people are fighting over old house heads. I'm creating new ones.
Right.
So down here, my job is to put house music in front of people who have never heard house music from its source.
Right.
A lot of people are trying to prove that they were more house than someone they grew up with. That's kind of counterproductive to the culture. And I think, in the arguments of why black people have not progressed in house music is the infighting within the communities of trying to prove who's the king of a hill while they're still in the city that you live in, that you're fighting over your little block.
Right.
I
You know,
think I think music is to us, and it's not all of it, but you know what it reminds me of? Sports. When you look at like black people love football and basketball, but white folks support all of this, like all the sports year round, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we got to get out of this mentality where it's like, oh, this is white music or black music. It's like, nah, it's either good music or bad music.
Bingo.
There it is.
There it is.
No, to me, like
Yep.
that,
That's it.
you're putting borders between music and you're trying to segregate the music. It's not mixing out. Today, there's no excuse. You have Spotify, which is damn near every genre on the planet free. So there's no excuses. So I think we need to get out of that putting a color on music. Yeah, there's black music, there's European music or whatever. But if it sounds good, who gives a fuck? This jam, play it.
Exactly.
Yep.
Couldn't have
Yep.
said it no better than myself.
Yep. All right. So for time's sake, I'm gonna skip ahead on a couple questions. Um, let's see. So, Q, I think I'm gonna go with this one, man. So I'm gonna call this "Who Got the Props." All right. We know about Chicago and their history, but then you got folks from Detroit, and then you got the people in Baltimore who say theirs is better. What do y'all think?
Oh my god.
fail, fail.
What do y'all think?
For
I
me,
think it's all rubbish.
but okay. So my favorite DJ is out of Detroit. His name is I think it's Marcellus Pitt.
Open for him.
Yeah, like that's to me. I like Detroit because of that whole like pimp culture. So a lot of the DJs, like people like Moody Man, who like one of
Ooh.
my favorite guys, and he has that like pimp persona. That's me personally.
All right.
For me,
Okay.
it's like I see good in everywhere that produced house music, right? If I had to say like the sound, like you can't say Chicago because Chicago has three different sounds. You got the west side, the south side, and the north side, and they're three totally different worlds. I like deep, jazzy, hypnotic, what some people would call sleepy time, sexy music because for me, I'm not a dancer. I'm a more person like I want to chill, but I want to vibe, and I might dance sometimes. So don't give me that look like he can't dance.
Yeah,
But but house came to me in a different way.
Right.
So house music for me is the soundtrack to any and everything that I'm doing, which is normally not dancing. So like Tickle from Chicago has a song called Moving On. That's one of the most hypnotic or Chez Damier, those and Ron Trent, the whole prescription. If I'm gonna say Chicago, that's the sound of Chicago I like, not the percolator as much as the other stuff, Louis Vega's or Masters at Work, their remix to One Step Ahead by Debbie Gibson. The sounds are consistent. Even Ultranate, all of her singles from It's Over Now or How Long Must I Wait, those things all have a common sound, but they come from three different places. So I can't like one city over another. I'm more interested in whose music will still have you feeling like you heard it for the first time 30 years from now.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. All right, Rodine.
I'm absolutely loving Charisma. Baltimore. Love the gospel influences. Very dirty, grimy, like warehouse kind of feel. I love that kind of music. Absolutely obsessed with him actually. uh, every time I get an email on Bandcamp I'm like buy. um really bad,
Hey, if you come to
really
Houston, he'll
bad.
be here next Saturday.
Oh
Yeah,
my goodness, don't tell me that please.
yeah.
Like
She's like, I'm
I'm
going to
on.
book my flight as soon as
I
this is
didn't
over
tell
with.
you, but he was in
I
Dallas last night. He'll be in Houston next
oh,
Saturday.
Come on,
no,
guys. One.
no, don't do that to me. Like seriously, student income. I can't do that.
We'll go
Hard
live for
life,
you.
Yeah, yeah.
hard life, hard
I,
life.
I
But
would,
yeah,
I would be dancing.
absolutely would. I would sell my kidney, take it, so that I can get a flight over. But yeah, charisma is, yeah, means a lot to me.
But you know, but at first I thought, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say Picture Nada is kind of like influenced by charisma, right?
He's kind of hybrid of, I mean, charisma influence definitely, but definitely a hybrid of a lot of modern
Yeah,
music.
yeah, yeah.
All
Now,
right.
what do you say?
Yeah, what do you say?
What do
Yeah.
you-
Baltimore, Detroit, Chicago.
I don't think she knows that it's her turn.
Oh,
Me?
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's your turn. Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like watching like this with okay, oh my god. I don't even like, okay, I know there are like different type of sound from each city. Me, I'm more like, I'm gonna say it again, Jovan from New York. I'm sorry, this guy, I'm so obsessed with him. Uh, of course, chez Damier, Ron Trent. This is for me the prescription vinyl. I have it. I am obsessed with chez Damier, and I met him. I met him in person, so it was very, very like I was very shy. He's very nice. Moody Man also. It's like it's so different. I mean, I don't have like a preference because I love like these are the main like artists that I will like listen to music, but there are also new people as well that is coming, and I mean, I just don't. It's horrible to say this because I know each state and city has a history, and but I feel like for me, music, if I just love it, I don't have like maybe because I'm not from the U.S. and maybe because I have a different approach since I'm from Europe. I just it's like I don't know. I just love the vibe. It's make and sometimes they will have like house music that everybody will love, and I will not have this. I will not be drawn to, but everybody will love. So I just don't. It's me. It's my music. My music. When I say this, it's me. It's like what I feel. So I don't really mind like where it's coming from. It just has to be good and has to have soul and like intention, and also it has to draw me. I had to be obsessed. If I'm not
Okay.
obsessed, just as much as I can say.
I think y'all just helped me come to a resolution. So the person that is the best average of everything I just said would be Kai Alsey in Atlanta because his music, he's from Detroit and he lived in New York. So he kind of pulls from all of those things. So most of his productions and remixes literally kind of covers all of the boxes that I like and those other people that I just mentioned.
nice.
Man, you taught us something new because I did not expect Atlanta to have a house music scene, especially
Yeah,
how heavy hip hop they are.
nah,
Go to my YouTube channel
Okay.
and just like DJ Nimbus in Atlanta or ATL Weekender because I shot a lot of the what do you want recap videos.
Uh huh.
15,000 people housing, mostly looking like you and me.
What?
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But like you said, there's a lot of transplant that lives
A
there, so
lot of transplants.
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
they
It's rare you meet people who are actually from and Atlanta.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I'm gonna rock with whatever city came up created peanut butter jelly time.
Mhm.
well, well, I-
That's Ain't that the
there's a song
Baltimore?
So that is Baltimore.
That's Baltimore, man.
Baltimore, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I'm gonna rock with Baltimore then.
more. Yeah,
I mean,
but
it's just the style. It's just like down in Louisiana, and Corey can attest. Like we had bounce music that was like
Right,
Yes.
right.
uniquely
Yep.
Louisiana.
Yep.
right, right.
Exactly.
Nobody else did it, and like
Uh,
Baltimore house doesn't sound like anybody else's. Which when you listen to Charisma and DJ Spin and all of them, you know what it is before you don't even have to look. No,
and I think that's the beauty about having DJs that live that are from other parts of the country, but they all just bring something different that no one else heard. When everybody's from the same city, it's like, well,
it
you
doesn't grow.
yeah, it
Right.
doesn't grow. So for me, yeah, I wound up with bounce music, Cajun and Creole music. Uh,
Hmm.
I was influenced by all of that stuff, but it also forced me to go out and seek other.
So I mean, now you say that. Think about Beyonce, her Renaissance album.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes. Perfect
All of
example.
that, even though I'm gonna say Chicago was giving her the blues about how house it
Hmm.
wasn't made for them.
right,
It
Right.
was made for Southern people who don't even listen to house.
exactly.
Mm, mm,
And she
That is a
used
perfect way to
Southern
explain
like
that.
Big Frida.
Uh
Yeah,
huh.
hmm.
You
Yep.
know, people from the South know her voice is
Yep.
not confusable with anybody else, right?
right.
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 So, like anybody that listened to Bounce now probably was likely to listen to this house music track. What's that? Break My Soul.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Terry Hunter made a remix of it in Chicago and made it accessible and acceptable to the rest of the house world.
Right.
Mm.
But she did the job she needed to do to get people down here to even start considering house music.
Mm.
Yeah, there's so much, man. But if you've never been to New Orleans, I highly recommend go there. See
Oh
all,
yes.
Yeah.
you
Not
know,
just for the
Baltimore.
food either. No, I'm
no,
saying
Yeah. Yeah.
not just for the food,
yeah,
but the music
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
found
Because
easily.
if I was to ask y'all, who as a producer do you associate in house music with Texas?
I got nothing.
Yeah.
DeMarcus Lewis, Dallas. JT Donaldson, Dallas. But I just named two because there's not much more than that.
Yeah.
Mm.
So right now we're becoming the next, I'm gonna say, hotspot and hotbed for house because after COVID,
Hmm.
people started moving. Everybody's been moving to Texas, especially
Yep.
Houston.
Yeah, that's true.
Cost of living.
Cost of living is lower, standard of living is higher. But now we have more Chicago people living here than we probably got native Texans now.
Mm.
So it's only a matter of time before, a lot of them are buying clubs and opening clubs and restaurants and bars. You got
Hmm.
everybody's in Chicago, everybody's a house DJ. So now you got that many more house DJs moving into our market. Cat
Hmm.
taking over. So things are changing because think about this. Frankie Knuckles moved from New York and took his style to Chicago for everything else to take off from that point.
So what you're saying is this could be the next dimension, if you will,
We don't know where it's gonna go, but we're gonna
of
find
black
out.
music. Even though we started it, but this could be like a sort of a renaissance and or new dimension
Or a revival.
of or revival. That's perfect what I'm looking for
Yeah.
of black of this genre of black music, which means we're gonna take over the world again, and then the
Q-Tip said everything goes in cycles.
Yeah.
This rap music reminded him of bebop.
Uh huh.
Yep.
So like right now, most of the DJs that I've played with and worked with in the other states were like, we didn't even know Texas listened to house music. We didn't even know y'all had cars down there. We thought y'all was still riding horses. Y'all, I mean, they talk reckless, right? But they were like, you know what? we want to come to Texas because we've gone everywhere else. We never even looked at Texas. So now we are a new market for people who have already bled out their markets. If you say you play house music and you're from Chicago, who don't?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Detroit. I mean, like I said, I have yet to play in Chicago, but I've played in almost every other house market in the country. They bounce around, but most of them houses are not new. So it's like, okay, Detroit goes to Chicago, they go to Atlanta, they go to Columbus, Ohio, they go to Milwaukee, and sometimes maybe New York, New Jersey. But it's like those are places that have had house music since house music began. So it's not as special because it's special to the older people because it's their culture. The younger people are kind of becoming distracted with all the other options now. So every now and then you get a start like Amir. He just now hit 22 or 23, but he's been DJing house music since he was 12. So you're not seeing a lot of that, but that's what, as they say, is going to keep house music from dying. Is we have to start planting these seeds in the youth for them to grow up with house. Just like I told you, I've been listening to house since '85. I was 85, 9 years old.
Right.
But who in Texas or anywhere else is getting experiences with house music at 9 and 10 years old where we live? So if we're not giving it to the younger people, it's not going to show up 30 years from now
Hmm.
Very true.
because they're going to be the ones that carry it there because we're people don't want to admit it. We're aging out. We're dying by the day, by the year. And I think in all of our discussions about house music, we don't ever talk about the future, and we're not really honoring and taking care or being good stewards of our present.
Right.
Sad but true.
Sad.
And
Sad but true.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's important. Like I try to do this all the time. I DJ for like dance battles, like dance events, and a lot of times they'll have kids gotta now play house music for the kids because at home all they might listen to
Rap.
or rap music, right? So you put the house on now that kid might not be all of them, but one or two kids in
Oh,
that
they dancing.
yeah they're gonna be out there dancing, and then before you know it, you got kids now that know a different genre of music.
Kids naturally dance to how even like I play the Zoomy the restaurants. When I'm playing the house music, the little infants and kids, they can't stay still. It's like house music naturally moves a child. And I think that's super important. And even the producers, I think another shortcoming is we're being told that as to be good DJs, we need to produce music. When
Yes.
the two are two separate arts, I don't diminish what producers do because that's their gifts. But I don't believe that to sell my talent as a DJ, I'm supposed to make some half-ass music just to say that I checked the box
Right.
for some company to support my interest. And that goes back to I guess, as someone said, the colonialization and colonization of our culture is to tell us what we have to do to be participants in what we created.
Right. Right. All right. And on that note, do we have any additional final thoughts on this evening's discussion? Because trust me, this has been mind blowing.
Dude,
I've learned a whole lot that I did not
I've
know.
I've been sitting here taking notes the
Yeah.
entire time and learning from y'all. So this has been
Yes.
completely educational for the both of us.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has.
All
My
right,
final
so
is just I would just encourage people to listen to all genres of music, not just one or two. There's so much out there for you to listen to, and you'll be amazed how much brings it connected. Like you might not you think you don't like country music, but you listen to country music and you'll go, wait a minute, I have a dog, I have a truck, like
Mm.
you know,
Yeah.
I like my life right about now, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I lost my dog today, God, I just bored shit, you know. So, so I have to say, yeah, this, I encourage people to listen to all. It's free. Don't limit yourself to just one or two genres.
Mm-mm-mm.
Okay, DJ
Okay.
Nimbus, what's your final thoughts?
I would say be curious enough to go explore the world. Look, I'm gonna just say for house music, if you're gonna say you're a house head, be a house head and look at the whole world of house, not the one little segment that you think you like, that you're comfortable with. Being I grew up in a place that did not have house, that made me appreciative of all house that I found, as long as I thought it was good. Didn't matter where it was from. I battle with people from other cities because they're polarized to where they're from. Somebody told me a person from Chicago wasn't a house head. They liked house because it was from Chicago. And I was like, well, damn. I mean, and there's history to it, but at the end of the day, I'm like, if you like house music,
Yeah.
even if it came from Iowa, somewhere just off the beaten tracks. If it was dope, it can be from Iowa, and that's okay.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. All right.
And travel,
And travel.
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 Go see the house, hear the house, feel the house.
Get out
I
of your
love.
neighborhood, get your passport, and go see the world.
All right, Rodine, any final thoughts?
Don't be led by trends online. And by that, I mean we are pushed an algorithm and certain songs and certain artists for well artists throughout the day. We receive more information in a day than we used to in a week.
Mm-mm-mm.
So that is a heck of a lot of information. We are overloaded every single day with things. Connect
Yes.
to the music by feeling, not by trends.
Mm.
Go out, listen to some records, go to gigs. The London music scene is dying out. Spaces are becoming unaffordable. Can't run nights anymore because things are shutting down, places are shutting down. It's getting more difficult. And that's all by design. And I'm coming at this as a ludologist, PhD student. Like, I always say to my students, question everything that's put in front of you. It's put in front of you for a reason because it's trying to sway you towards something.
Mhm.
So always question everything and don't be led by algorithms. There you go.
All right, and Nayal.
Yes, so be curious. Don't be ashamed of what you're like loving, especially when it comes to music, because you have to feel it. Because sometimes you be in a group of friends and people will not like what you like. Don't care. Just love your stuff. I
There you
was the person like this. I nobody really loved house music at the time because it was not in, and I always love it because it was above it. So don't be like ashamed. And also, yes, um, discover all kinds of music. Like there is not just only house music because house music comes from disco. Like it's a story itself. You will, from the CD that I have, like 1999. When I found that it was like a sample of Donna Summer, I was so shocked. I was like, "Oh, I have like so you have so many stuff." And now we have a lot of help to find out music. Like you have accounts on Instagram that they will like show you old music. You have YouTube. You have a lot of things to document yourself, and that's it. That's it.
Hey, real quick, I want to give a shout out to this girl by the name of MK. You just mentioned her at the beginning. Uh, I met
Oh yes.
I met
Yeah.
a couple of years ago. Um, so knowledgeable in music. I thought I knew a lot about music, but like, like crazy, crazy, crazy. I want to give a shout out to her.
Yes.
Great,
Shouts to the MK.
Yeah,
yeah.
shout out to
So
MK.
I
Yeah.
was like, no,
Yes.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
Listen,
she brought the little family together.
She
Yeah, yeah.
did.
Yes.
She's the one that connected all of us. Like it's funny
Yes.
because I remember just on a whim, I think her page came up and she always shares hip hop samples.
Right.
Yeah.
And I thought I knew samples. No, she knows samples. I thought I knew my stuff when it came to hip hop samples, but
So,
she digs deep when it
so
comes to music. Like
Yeah.
she knows her stuff. So
the
yeah, we certainly appreciate her, and I appreciate her for bringing all of us together. So we are all connected from this
Yes.
point forward.
so definitely. But yeah, I just want to give a shout out to for like putting this together and including me in this, and very grateful.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So
Thank you. Thank you.
with that being said, this is your final reminder to subscribe, follow, like, and share the Saturday Sit Down. And if you're currently tuned in, be sure you hit that like button here on YouTube and let us know that you enjoyed tonight's episode. And if you truly learned something, direct someone to this episode and be sure you catch the replay, whether you caught us at the beginning, the middle, or the end. Go back and watch it in segments. We certainly appreciate your support. So, Q, tell the good people what we're going to be talking about in the month of September.
So for the month of September, to be determined. Stay
Yep.
tuned. If
Stay
you want to
tuned.
find out, what we're going to discuss, subscribe, and share, and then you
Yeah.
will find out what our next episode will be.
Yeah.
But we love y'all.
Yeah, we love you. Usually we tell you at the end of every episode what we got coming up, but we got some ideas. We haven't decided what we're gonna do yet. So just be on the lookout for when that happens. So I want to give some gratitudes. Thank you. First of all, thank you to our friend MK, the Vibe Mixtress, for bringing all of us together. She definitely
Yes.
deserves a round of
Yes.
applause.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
So I want to thank Corey, DJ Nimbus, Rodine from across the pond. What time is it over there?
It is 20 past 1, and I'm going to go and see Common tomorrow
Oh,
and
no.
Floetry.
Nice.
So I am going straight to bed.
Yes. So we appreciate you sacrificing sleep
We-
to be on with us.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
These are DJ hours. She ain't tired.
Yeah. Boy,
And
let's get
then finally, Nao. First of all, it's a dope name. So thank
Yes.
you for being here for us. In closing, do you guys have would you, Corey? I'm gonna start with you. Tell people where to follow you on social media, and if you got anything coming up in the next several weeks.
So it's Corey. I think it's Corey _fly 281. The fly part is that I'm also a private pilot. For those that don't know.
All
Oh,
right.
that's dope.
That
yeah,
is dope.
So it's
Yeah.
not
Oh.
of us that to fly plane.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, August 30th, I'm DJing for a disco party, and I believe it's coming up in November in Germany, Munich. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's it.
All right. What about DJ Nimbus, man? Tell people where to follow you. What you got coming up?
If you Google the word Club Nimbus, all one word, any of the streaming platforms, iTunes, Amazon, YouTube, Podomatic, and about 50 iHeart, I'm on all streaming platforms. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, at DJ Nimbus, YouTube. I have a monthly event here in Houston called Exposure. It's on the 22nd of this month. We have different guest DJs locally and abroad come through each month. I DJ tomorrow at my sushi restaurant that I DJ here on Sundays for brunch. So I'm generally doing house music every week here in Houston, two to three times a week.
Dope.
That's
All right.
dope.
Rodine.
You can find me at Rodine_DJ. I have everything linked there to my mixes, to my radio shows. Shout out to Dalston Radio Live, On the Rise, DJ Academy, YDLR. What else? I have an event that I am collaborating with on the 12th of September, secret location in London. If you want to turn up, send me a DM and I will let you know and I'll give you the password. Um, very much black femme energy, rooted in healing, joy, and just good vibes. There's going to be games, there's going to be tarot, there's going to be everything, there's going to be DJs. So rock up.
Nice.
All right.
All
All right.
right.
And Nao.
So you can follow me at Vinyl 90 Houses. So everything is linked there. I'm kind of like creating episode on YouTube. So each month, maybe I'm gonna have a guest, friends of mine mixing as well. So I have my first episode that is out, or mixing vinyl only. And then I don't have any date for the moment. I'm kind of discussing some things maybe next year. I don't know. So that's it.
All right. Well,
All
again,
right.
thank you all for being here with us this evening. Q, sign us off, man.
Thank y'all. We thank everybody for rocking with us. All of our guests, all the sad chat. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being with us this evening. Make sure you come back in September because we got something special for you. We just don't know what it's going to be just yet, but you will find out right here on Saturday Sit Down.
All right.
Take care
Thank
now.
you.
Y'all have a
Bye.
good night.
Peace and love. Y'all have a good night.
You too.